5 minutes to go. The woman thought she was dreaming and hung up without hesitation. Little did she know, just seconds later, the whole house started rocking like a concert. He realized his girlfriend wasn't joking and hurriedly took the family under the table, just as hubby came rushing back home. The woman made a run for it with the kid, and boy, was it perfect timing, they almost got buried in the house. The house crashed down, and the street looked like a chef accidentally put cardboard in the oven. The man was driving like a maniac as the ground behind him bulged up, almost giving him a farewell party. What a way to sweat. Suddenly, an old-timer car popped up in front, with two pale-faced seniors inside who looked like they'd seen a ghost. With no choice, he had to reroute into a yard. Those wooden fences were no match for him. He faced countless obstacles along the way, but managed to dodge them like a stuntman. He was the superhero of earthquakes. However, when they reached the airport, the pilot passed out. Starting the plane was like finding a needle in a haystack. The woman quickly chimed in. Her boyfriend could fly. With 5 lives at stake, the glasses guy reluctantly took the pilot's seat. At that moment, the earthquake came rushing in like a hasty delivery driver, swallowing the runway. Talk about rushing a duck onto a rack. The man didn't have time to think, slammed the gas, and successfully took off right before the runway vanished. But as soon as they took off, they didn't climb high. The ground raised up as if plotting a surprise, barely avoiding it. Having just successfully avoided the train in a timely manner, he promptly ran straight into 2 tall buildings. It genuinely seemed as though every obstacle was bent on causing them grief. This earthquake hit an 11 on the Richter scale, sinking California like a fishing expedition gone wrong. The Pacific plate shifted nearly 400 km. They escaped, but Earth lost its marbles. The man recalled a crazy from Yellowstone 2 days ago, like a prophetic show. That guy said the mines predicted this disaster ages ago and that we'd be doomed on December 21. Could it really happen? He pulled out 2 beers from the fridge and invited the man to watch his homemade animation of the prophecy. Talk about wild stories. The beer tasted even better. The man held his beer, thinking, am I really reading a soap opera script? Then the guy spilled a shocking secret. The government was building 4 Noah's Arks. What a blend of tech and religion. They planned to ditch the public and flee. The man laughed until the disaster truly hit, and suddenly he thought, maybe there really is a map. To ensure his family's safety, he had to get that map, so he went searching for that crazy guy but couldn't find him. Finally, he found the guy on a mountaintop doing a live broadcast. What a deranged moment. The crazy guy willingly told him the map was on the camping car's bookshelf, and just as he finished, the mountain started rumbling. Yellowstone hasn't erupted in millions of years, and finally, it went boom in his ear. He had to get his daughter out first. Then, the supervolcano went off with a bang, equivalent to an atomic bomb, taking down whole woods. It was terrifying. With superb driving, he dodged volcanic debris, but an earthquake hit as they neared the plane. Out of the corner of his eye, he spotted a crack in the runway, stepped on the gas, and miraculously flew over it. After dropping off his daughter with his ex, he rushed back to the car for the map. It felt like they should have called for backup. Lady Luck smiled at him as he found the map in no time, but as she prepared to return, the runway collapsed for good. The man thought, this is it. Time to dance with the lover. Just as he was losing hope, a hand shot out from the crack. It was like a movie scene. She grabbed the ground and sprinted for the plane, catching her ex's hand at the last moment to board. But the problem wasn't solved. They were still in the eruption zone, like fighting for food in a buffet. The plane was engulfed in thick smoke, yet a second later, they miraculously popped out. Looking at the map, they needed to escape to China but had to switch to a bigger plane. The world was a disaster zone. There weren't many usable airports. Like hunting for sales, ordinary folks couldn't get on, but luckily, the boss was here. Upon hearing, the little girl instantly recommended the glasses-wearing man. What an intelligent young girl. To ensure the whole family could board, the man quickly agreed. She was a good driver, so off they went. The plane was actually meant for transporting new gear, with 2 pilots quickly entering the cockpit, while the glasses guy was clearly a rookie. Thick smoke filled the cabin with an oppressive vibe. It was like jamming on a guitar, intensely nerve-wracking. To make matters worse, the airlock ruined the runway. There just wasn't enough space for a takeoff. Indeed, the plane dived next. The pilot asked the glasses guy to restart engines. Deep water. The glasses guy almost scraped past two tall buildings, but luckily the pilot resolved the power issue quickly. Just as things got heated, the plane was about to crash. The two worked together and finally managed to take off. Just as they relaxed, they spotted a tower ahead. It was like being a trapeze artist in midair. They quickly veered. Finally, the plane headed toward China. While the other side of America was about to fall, talk about different fates. The president decided to reveal the truth to the public. Although they couldn't board, at least they had the right to know. What a courageous move. When the man asked about the ticket price, he was shocked. It was enough to render anyone speechless. Let's just not believe that crazy guy next time. If you want more laughs, don't forget to subscribe.